Pete gave you some sense of my background. I know many of you a fair amount, some of you I don't know so well. I am a native of Falcon Heights. I'm a proud graduate of the Roseville Public Schools. I'm a resident of St. Paul. I am the resident of St. Paul. I'm a lawyer, I'm a prosecutor, I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm standing before you now as a candidate for the office of Ramsey County Attorney. Prosecutor in the office right now. I focus on domestic violence cases. I'm on a team, an innovative city-county team that works exclusively on cases that occur within the city of St. Paul and only where children are present. We're trying as a group to break the cycle of violence that occurs in those families by trying to address those domestic violence issues. And I want to give you an example. When I'm working on a case, I routinely check the criminal history records of the defendant that I'm prosecuting. And a while back, I was looking up the records just within our own county. And I found a line indicating that this defendant had been involved in a child protection matter. This is a matter where a child had been abused or neglected in some way. And as I looked further, I suddenly realized that this was a matter dating to the early 1990s. And that the child in question, who had been abused or neglected, was in fact the defendant who I was now prosecuting. And I went up a line and saw that child had then started committing some minor juvenile offenses, up a line on my computer screen, some more serious offenses, and then up a couple more lines until this person is in front of me, having committed this act of domestic violence that I'm in charge of prosecuting. I want to be a county attorney who connects those dots, sees those patterns, and does everything that I can to try to divert that child from off of that path so that that person does not end up in front of me having to prosecute them for that offense. Now, how do we do this? Well, there's a number of elements, I think. One is to be as innovative as we possibly can, take ideas from around the country, be collaborative, work with our partners in law enforcement, but also with city and county governments and social service agencies and nonprofits, with the schools and the education community. But all of this trying to focus on trying to get this person from off of this path. The joint unit that I'm in, this domestic violence unit, is in fact an example of those kinds of innovative collaborative efforts. And I should say, in truth, that unit was around well before I joined it. It's innovative. I'm not aware of anything else going on around the state that has that kind of effort, and it's collaborative, crossing those boundaries. I view this approach as being a collection of efforts that I like to call being smart on crime. Sometimes being smart on crime is aggressively trying to send offenders to prison for as long as we possibly can. Sometimes it means trying to find some alternatives to jail time. And you might have seen an editorial in the Star Tribune today about a legislative proposal to do something like that. And they actually use the phrase right at the end of that editorial, use the phrase smart on crime. But what it always means is trying to divert that child from off that path so that person won't become that man. And what it always means is doing everything that we can to prevent crime from occurring in the first place. That's the goal. As I considered launching this campaign and thought about the responsibilities of the office, I thought a lot about something that Hubert Humphrey said toward the end of his life. Some of you may be familiar with this. He said the moral test of a society is how it treats those in the dawn of life, children, how it treats those in the twilight of life, the elderly, and how it treats those in the shadows of life, the sick, the disabled, the poor. That's the work of county government more than any other level of government. It's county government that provides those kinds of services. And it's the privilege of the county attorney's office to work with the rest of county government to do that work. In some cases, the county attorney's office is in fact doing that work itself through child protection efforts, such as I was describing to you, work with the mentally ill, child support enforcement. But other times it's simply being the lawyer for those county agencies that do that work. And that work needs to be done with sensitivity, with integrity, needs to be done with vision and creativity and energy. And I'm just thrilled by the prospect of leading the office and leading those lawyers to get to do that work. So I really appreciate all of you being here. I'm grateful for your help, and I'm looking forward to getting to be in that position. Thank you all so much.